Center presents Alumni Talks, a series of episodes featuring success stories from our very own trailblazers, sharing lessons and experiences to help you jumpstart your career. Tell your story, share your lessons, create your own future.
Good evening, Trailblazers, and welcome to Alumni Talks. This is Grace Roja, and I will be your host for tonight. Today, we'll bring in again another episode to feature success stories of our alumni trailblazers. For tonight's episode, we will listen to two alumni as they share to us their insights and experiences and how they were able to surpass the challenges they faced in terms of job searching during the onset of the pandemic. So without further ado, help me welcome Ms. Franchel Dawn Tangkilan. Hi, Ms. Dawn. Kamusta?
I'm fine, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity that have given to me.
You know what? When I read your name, it seems like I'm calling Ms. Casey Tandingan. So can you greet our live viewers for tonight by sounding like Ms. Casey?
Thank you so much, ma'am. So good evening. Good evening. So good evening to our dear viewers, and of course to all my co-alumna, and of course the students of USDP and you as well, ma'am. Good evening.
Wow, amazing. Okay, let's start our chikahan for tonight by telling us a little background, the batch, the program that you were in, and if there were any factors that you considered or influenced your decision in taking that program.
So before, after I graduated my secondary education at Bukidnon National High School, so my first choice, ma'am, is the mass communication, but the available course is only in Davao and in Manila. So my parents wanted me na mas duol sa Ilaha. So they decided to let me study here in Cagayan de Oro, but mass communication is not available in the universities here in Cagayan de Oro City. So my cousin was also an alumna of TCM in the year 2015. So she told me that TCM also offers mass communication as part of the subject. So that is why I took up technology communication management.
So that was one of the considerations, or
yes,
you really had something in mind ahead
yes,
before enrolling, but you just wanted to look into other courses that would fit in the first choice. So
yes,
that's why TCM.
Yes.
Can you walk us through your career experience then? Or where did you start working after graduating here in USTP, and what you currently do?
Yes, ma'am. So since I started TCM, first year, I have engaged into events management. And after I graduated this degree, for 3 months right after I graduated, I was recommended for this specific private institution in Bukidnon, which is also an educational institution. And then one of the professor here in USTP, Ma'am Angie Colliera. So she told me to apply in this institution as a human resource staff. So I get the job, ma'am, because it stated there that it is only for the staff. So I will be trained for long months. But only to find out that the HR head of the specific institution was no longer there. So automatically, I was
in the job.
Yes, po, ma'am. I always became the head of the human resource management. So the career was really a great opportunity for me. But as a fresh graduate and engaging into human resources is not really, my knowledge is not really broad for this specific job. But based on my experiences for almost 3 years now, TCM really helped me to cope in and to engage with the people in this institution as a human resource officer.
So that's still what you're currently doing?
Yes, ma'am.
You're still the head in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
HR?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Can you say that the course that you graduated in college is aligned in your current profession? Not only the academe aspect of it, but maybe other things that you have learned in your course before. Are they aligned, or were you able to use them?
Yes, ma'am. It really had a big help for me in having my career right now. It is because of the experiences, the skills, and of course the other knowledge that I have taken, no, in TCM. It is because more likely in communication, it is really, the highlight of how you will handle the people, no, not just the communication but emotionally, not just physically as well, but the most important is the emotion on how you will connect and on how you will engage with the people, especially in having a conflicts, no, in terms of the jobs and the tasks that that was given to your subordinates. So TCM really aligned on, especially on the managerial degree and the managerial aspect of what I have right now in my career.
How was the transition from being a fresh graduate and then right then in the high position? How was it?
Actually, ma'am, humbly, to tell you honestly, ma'am, it was not that easy. It is because I don't have enough experience on handling superiors. And of course, ma'am, as a very young, I was 19 years old when I got the job. It is not easy, but because of those skills that I have learned, the transition was a little bit risky, but I was able to cope in and to elaborate and of course to give my service to the people.
If you don't mind me asking, what were the things that you had to go through? Maybe personal or career development trainings or programs? Did you attend any of that, or did you upskill on anything that you did just to to fit into the job that you knew nothing about at that time?
Yes, ma'am. I would say that it is both personal development and as well as for the career. It is because the institution that I have connected is they're giving me the opportunity to train myself on the aspect or to train me into the specific path for the human resources. So those both, ma'am, of the aspects for the personal development as well as the career development.
Good for you, because you had that can-do attitude. Because if that happened to someone else and they learned that they're going to fill in this job position, which they didn't expect at the onset of the offer, they would just say, no, I can't do that. But you did great. You did accept it, and then you're doing great. You're still doing the job right now, right?
Yes.
So you graduated just very recently, 2019, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
right? And in 2020, the pandemic had just started. How was that for you as a fresh graduate? What were the dominant feelings and thoughts at that time?
Yes, ma'am. I could still remember, ma'am, that I was hired at August. So 7 months after, it was lockdown. It was last March 2020. So it was not easy, ma'am. It is because I was not trained enough for the face-to-face interaction, and then
much less online.
Yes, online. The challenge was very heavy for me. It is because the rules were changed. We should follow the protocols from the IATF, most especially. And I, as one of the head of that department, is of course I should be there.
True.
Not for me, not for myself, but of course for the people, for the faculty members and staff of this institution, and of course to deliver my service to them, even though it is we are having this pandemic. So despite of those things, despite of those risks, I still choose, ma'am, to serve and to deliver my service to our people.
Is it safe to assume that you did not have any challenges when it comes to job hunting during the time of pandemic, right? Because that was the job that you're doing right now is the only job that you had since you graduated, right?
Yes.
So if not the job hunting process, what were other challenges that you had to go through at that time?
The challenges, one thing, ma'am, is the opportunities of the people that was, say for example, no, there is a unemployment that happened during that pandemic. It is because the company's economy, the institutional economy gets down because the parents of the children were not able to send their children to school. It is because the risk, and they don't want their children to take risks. So there are some instances that there is a layoff happen during that time. So as a human resource officer, it is not easy na puwaan og trabaho ang inyong employee. So that is the greatest challenge that I have experienced in that department.
So you did not have the challenge in the job hunting per se, but you also had challenges in the management side of employment because you had to deliver bad news, layoffs and furloughs.
Yes.
That's not something very delightful to deliver to the person, especially because the person, of course, has family and it's something that they did not expect. So how did you go about that?
Good thing,
I'm curious, how did you go about that?
Yes, ma'am. So good thing, ma'am, is that our head of the institution, our chairman of the institution is really have a big heart for the people. So instead of laying off everyone, we give them chance. Probably the low cost lang, mas nagamay ang ilahang income, but instead of laying off or wala na sila trabaho, we give them the opportunity. Our chairman give them the opportunity probably on the task na kaya ra po nila mo. That one.
How were you able to overcome that challenge, that personal and career challenge to deliver bad news? How did you overcome that? And then what was your mindset, if you can remember?
Yes, ma'am. My mindset during that time is to always put myself into the situation of this employee, ma'am, because it is not easy to receive negative from the company. So I just tell them the truth, and of course to become positive for them, and I gave them as well the pertinent documents for them for their new employment. So that one, ma'am, I have a positive outlook, and I always humbly put myself into their situation because I know that it was not easy.
Since our episode today is more on job search strategies, can you share to us some strategies on how you can successfully thrive in your career during the pandemic, which is good because you're the head of the HR department. So I know you have a lot of strategies or tips that you can give to our live viewers for tonight.
Probably the strategies that I could give them as I was engaged into human resources is always be kind and humble to each and everyone, because humbleness will give them the opportunity to look the brighter side of the life. And another strategy, ma'am, is of course, since we are not knowledgeable enough on the specific task that was given to us, we should always be open. We should be always open to the others' opinions, others' ideas, because it is really essential to have a successful management. So I guess that would be, you will be humble enough to engage with people, and of course, always be confident on yourself as well, that you can do the things accordingly. And of course, always seek the guidance of the Lord, because God knows everything that is happening and that what will happen to you.
One good idea, I think, is to also keep your networking remotely. Engaging on LinkedIn could be one. So there, because especially now that we are still on pandemic, we're still slowly transitioning to the new normal. I think it's a good idea that we keep some of our contacts, networking contacts, on LinkedIn. When you started your job 3 years ago, you had to do a lot of things to upskill, to build your skills, both hard and soft skills, right? So what's your take on that? Especially for our live viewers tonight who are also fresh graduates, what did you do specifically?
Based on the skills that I have learned during my undergrad study, ma'am, I just developed those because I am not really a good communicator, and that is one aspect in employment that you should have, or you should present yourself confidently, and of course you should have a good communication skills for you to be able to communicate with the interviewer or with the management or the manager itself. So that one, the skill that you should develop more. And of course, one of the thing as well is, since we are now having a pandemic and we are on using online platforms, using our technologies. So through the skills that we have learned on the technology, we could be able to develop as well, to upgrade our skills on computer literacy, because it is really one of the useful tool and one of the useful skill that we should engage nowadays, since we are having this no longer face-to-face but on online. And those skills as well, ma'am, when having a job is there's give you a lot of opportunities to get a job online, especially right now that the other countries, not just only in the Philippines, they are requiring the employees to be upskilled in technology.
True.
Not just only communication. And very familiar with this one is having a job of the virtual assistant, having a virtual assistant job. So I guess upskilling and developing more the skills that you have learned in TCM for you to be able to be ready in your future endeavor.
What did you do? To be specific, what did you do to upskill? Like, did you watch YouTube, or did you watch movies more, or did you speak English even at home? Specifically, what did you do to? You mentioned earlier you're not very good in communication. So, what did you do exactly to get yourself better at that?
I engage myself, ma'am, into public for me to learn how to my stage fright, to overcome my stage fright. So that one. And another thing, ma'am, is I've been into this specific site wherein they have a free webinar, ma'am, and as well as they have a free tools that you could be able to use, ma'am. So because of that specific site, ma'am, I have upgraded. I have learned a lot on how to manipulate technology.
That's good. Webinars.
Yes.
It's very convenient because you can just watch it at home with your computer or laptop, or even with your phone, right?
Yes.
You don't even have to spend, because there are webinars that are free.
Yes.
Right? Effective job search also implies researching about the company that you are applying to, right? Know about their culture, the company's onboarding timetable, and what is involved. Can you share your personal experience on that regard?
When it comes into the culture, ma'am, it is really relevant because on the company where I am connected, we have different religion. So they don't have an office hours on Friday afternoon as well as Saturdays. Now, unlike here in USDP, we have Saturdays and our rest day would be Sunday. So Sunday there is kibali ato ang rest day. So that one, ma'am, and of course I should engage as well myself, my church in that day. So because we have different belief, I was just very honest to the company na I have this, my religion is this, and of course, to respect your religion as well, ma'am. I wanted that my Sunday will be my rest day because it is for myself and for my family as well, and for the family gathering. So, the thing, ma'am, the culture. And another thing, ma'am, is since I graduated here, city, so layo siya sa culture from Bukidnon. So because of their different culture, they have different practices than us in here. Before there in Bukidnon, 7 o'clock, you should be on your home na. And in here, 7 o'clock will be the start of the happiness of the people in here. So because of that gap that we have, I should involve myself and I should respect their culture as well, because it is not the same with what I have experienced. So,
if I may ask, is your role in the HR department include interviewing applicants?
yes.
Yes.
ma'am.
So if you interview applicants, would you appreciate if that applicant already knows, if that applicant, he or she already knows what are your practices, your, doing the research first before showing up in the interview? That would be nice, right?
Yes.
Because you can't really go to war
Yes.
empty-handed, right? So what are the questions that you ask specifically to know that the applicant already did the research?
Specifically, I asked, how did you know about this institution? And of course, after that one, they have their answers. And what is your insight and expectation
Yes.
for the institution?
That's
one.
really good. Thank you for sharing,
Thank
because at least our live viewers tonight would know that it's really important that you have to do the research first, get to know the company first. So when you show up to the interview, you know what to say,
Yes.
you know where to begin,
Yes.
right? You can just say, I think I saw this somewhere.
Yes.
So maybe he or she found it somewhere, but he has to do the research, just a quick skim and scanning
Yes.
on the internet and see if this institution does this, or does they value this one, something like that. Because I think it's very essential to, if you are applying for the job, of course, you already have the mindset that maybe I will be part of this company, and if these practices and these cultures that they are practicing in the institution, if that would fit my personality, my practices, my culture, right? Because
Yes.
I think it's also important that you would also suit yourself in, because I don't know, I think it's very difficult to join in an institution that you don't know the values, and their values and your values are very different.
Yes.
Maybe I think that's also okay, but it would be very difficult, right?
Yes.
How did USDP prepare you for the world of work?
USDP prepared me as what I have right now as a human resource officer. So because of the skills that have given to me, the skills that I have learned as a TCM alumna, it helps me to communicate better to the management, to the people, and to the superiors that I engage in right now. So because of the communication, I became effective communicator. Hopefully, I walk the talk that I became a good communicator to my people, to the people. And another thing is, when we talk about the management, in the aspect of management, where the skills that I have learned here in USDP, it gives me this managerial skills that would lead the people for us to be able to succeed in the specific task, in the specific project, not only in the project, but of course in my department, because I also have a staff to lead on. And for the technology, TCM already given me a skills or upgraded my skills on how to manipulate things, especially on the system, on the websites that we are using right now. So because of those skills, I just need, ma'am, to develop na lang gamay for me to be effective good, not only for myself, for the people, but as well as for the students that I am engaging right now. So that one.
I'm really happy to
Thank you.
hear about that, because as a teacher myself here in USTP, I'm very sure that the curriculum that we offer is more than theoretical aspect in the academe. We make sure that our students, our alumni, would go out in the field of work and the world of work ready. So we make sure that we integrate practical side of things, not just the theories and the principles and whatnot, but also the practical side of it. So
Yes.
that's what I'm hearing from you when you mentioned that you've learned all those skills even while still here in USDP, because the curriculum made sure that when you go out of USDP, you're pretty much ready
Yes.
to do whatever you
I
need to
would
do.
agree, ma'am. I would agree, ma'am. It is because during our Jeep class before, the questions of our instructor were very, like, frightened me. But only to find that in the real scenario, it became easier for me to engage with the interviewer, because I have already experienced this
True.
one, the
True.
mock job interview. So
True.
that one, ma'am.
True. I'm so glad to hear that.
Thank you, ma'am.
What career advice can you give to our fellow trailblazers tuning in right now, whether they're fellow alumni or students, on how they can thrive in the world of work?
So for me, do not be mediocre with your education right now, because it is a greatest opportunity for you to fight the battle in the future endeavor, in your future career. So my advice, ma'am, is to always believe in yourself, to be confident enough that you can do the task that was given to you, and of course to always ask guidance to the Lord, because as what I have said, God really knows what He is doing for you. So always ask guidance for the Lord and be confident enough, confident in a way that you are very humble, very much humble and kind to the people. You are putting yourself on their situation. So I guess that would be the advice that I will say.
Can we break that down, if it's okay with you? When you said be confident, can we break that down maybe in 3 things? What are the things that they can do to be confident? In your personal experience, what did you do aside from webinars you mentioned earlier?
Yes, ma'am. Aside from the trainings, first is to believe in yourself, to believe in yourself, to believe in your knowledge. And of course, another thing is to always listen to the ideas of the others, to the opinions of the others, because it is more likely when you listen to them, the very good idea for the success of the company will came into their opinions as well, their ideas.
Okay, Ms. Dawn, thank you so much for sharing to
Thank
us
you
your
so much,
corporate
ma'am.
experiences and your knowledge on effective job searching strategies during the pandemic, which I believe are also applicable now in the new normal. But just like what our previous alumni guests did, magcha-challenge muna tayo. And I'm pretty sure that TCM are very competitive people, diba? So the challenge for you tonight is adapted from the Jimmy Fallon show. We call it Sing It Like. So how it works is that our tech team will generate one random song in one random situation, and then you will sing the song like you are in that situation. Does it make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, sample muna tayo. Okay? So the song is Baby by Justin Bieber, and you sing it like your Wi-Fi is cutting in and out. Whenever you're ready.
You know you love me, I know you care. You should never, and I'll be there.
Wow, that was great. Such a nice voice. I wish I have that voice. So let's see your song and the Sing It Like. Tech team, please. Let's see your song and the Sing It Like. So the song is Billionaire by Bruno Mars, and you sing it like you just got a Botox.
Okay, so my face would be like this, I guess. Okay, so I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I guess that would be for the C, meaning of I want to be a billionaire.
Thank you so much again, Miss Dawn, for being with us tonight. And
Thank
it's
you
such
so
a
much,
pleasure to see you again.
Yes.
And such a good sport for doing our
you so
challenge. I hope our live viewers for tonight are also having fun. We'll be taking a short break, and when we return, we'll be hearing another success story from a trailblazer who will also share to us some tips on effective job search strategies. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Career Center presents Alumni Talks, a series of episodes featuring success stories from our very own trailblazers, sharing lessons and experiences to help you jumpstart your career. Tell your story, share your lessons, create your own future.